Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Alana, I was so heartened to hear that we're starting to get some of that fall color. You know, I love some leaf peeping. You do too. Leaf peeping sounds like it's an illegal activity that you're not supposed to do. Leaf peeping.
False.
Is there,
Actually, highly encouraged here.
Entirely legal. A great time in season, actually.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing to do, and you've got some time. I know a lot of folks like to plan those family photos. You've got a second, so don't panic. We still have low color, but it's starting to change out
the
there.
photogs are booking up.
I know, they are. They're ready to go. Let's go ahead and take a look. This was Logan Canyon.
So pretty.
Jamie Richards caught that one and sent it our way. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so I showed you earlier the current fall colors, but let's look at average for your planning purposes. As we take a check here, we know late September into October in the Beehive State is when we see most of our color, where you're looking at blue, that is into September over the Uintas, that is late September, and then early to mid-October. Southern Utah holds on a little later, early November in the southwestern corner of the state. So if you're making your plans, this will help you each week. I'll let you know where we're seeing those leaves turning, and we love your pictures. Thank you for sending them. Great sunset. Sunrise. This is how we started the day. Thank you, Chris. Antelope Island looking as beautiful as ever. Duck Creek with some cloud cover as the cold front pushed south today. Great shot coming from Scott. And sunset tonight from Steve in Cedar City. Thank you all for sharing. Cedar City. Iron County has some of the prettiest sunsets. Another good one coming from Delta. Miguel, I appreciate you reaching out. He really wants me to say go Patriots and 49ers, but I just do the weather. I don't pick a team. Can't talk about it. Hey, thanks for sending your photos. abc4.com is a great way to submit, or weather at abc4.com. As we look at the satellite radar, our northwest flow in place. There's our front. It moved through the state and opened the door for some cooler conditions. Kept our temperatures at bay today. That time-lapse video coming out of Ivins where they hit 96. So the heat was on. In southern Utah, average this time of year is 93 in St. George. So they were slightly above that today, just by a degree. And then 80s along the I-15 corridor, 70s in the northern half of the state, mid-70s in Vernal. They dropped quickly into the 60s as a few storms rolled through the northeastern portion of the state. Our MetroCast shows you what to expect as we close out the newscast. Clear skies, low 60s, which when we have these clear conditions, our temperatures will bottom out, expecting low to mid 50s along the Wasatch Front, a little cooler in outlying areas, 56 in Salt Lake by tomorrow morning. We're off to the races. We're going to see sunshine, clear skies, but it will be a crisp, cool start to the day. So today we were unsettled as this upper level low, which has just been making its way through the west, taking its time, was overhead. It sent that cold front through and it allowed for moisture, which brought in some storms. Tomorrow we change that a little bit. We see that low pull a little further east. We're going to open the door with our northwest flow for drier air to move into the state. High pressure takes over, and that means Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be quieter with temperatures rebounding to average and then even slightly above that. As we look at our future cast here, it shows that front moving out of the area. Here we are at midnight with that cool northerly component. We get a trailing disturbance from that upper level low that's going to spark off a few storms in southwestern Wyoming and then over the Uintas and into Uinta County tomorrow. It's a little bit of wraparound as the low pulls east, but other than that, throughout the rest of the state, we're talking about quiet conditions with lots of sunshine and temperatures rebounding. Now, as we head into our Thursday, I like to pull back here a little bit because I want to show you that moisture by Thursday afternoon and our southerly flow. That southerly flow is pulling moisture up through Vegas and into Nevada, but eventually, as we head into Friday, the southwestern corner of our state sees the potential of a moisture surge, and that will allow for a storm or two. We're going to keep you in the know there, but as we look at wet weather potential, it does increase slightly for the Wasatch Front as we head into the weekend. So we know with a southerly flow, that moisture surge starts in the south and then could eventually make it north. So the low on the move, drier air in the Pacific Northwest with our northwesterly flow moving in, quiet for our Wednesday and Thursday. Warmer temperatures with that high pressure setting up. It's brief, but it is going to allow for above average numbers for Friday along the Wasatch Front. Now we are keeping our eye on that low off of the coast because with our southerly flow, we bring some moisture in. And that means the potential of a few storms. Into early next week, we could just see a zonal or northwesterly flow that could bring drier conditions. We'll keep an eye on it. Always like to give you the grand view there. 70s for tomorrow. 80, 81 is our average this time of year. So we're going to be very close to that. 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state. 96 in St. George, holding on to the heat in the south. Not as impacted by the cold front as the rest of us. We'll see those 90s. Things start to change with more cloud cover by the close of the work week and isolated storms Friday and Saturday, and temperatures only in the upper 80s. Can you believe we start autumn on Monday? Goodness gracious, we'll start it with the 90s in St. George. Looking at the Wasatch Front, 70s to 80s. There we are. Friday, we heat things up a little bit. Isolated storm potential, likely more cloud cover for your weekend, and then we roll into the kickoff of fall, which is on Monday with those low 80s. Ooh, a cheer for the season.
That's a kickoff I love.
Yeah.